Picture this. You're wandering through a quiet European city, surrounded by ancient walls and cobblestone streets. At first glance, it seems like just another forgotten corner of the world. But as you pause and breathe in the atmosphere, something powerful hits you. History isn't just a thing of the past. It's alive here. These cities might not be featured in your typical travel guide, but beneath the surface lies a story waiting to be told. What if I told you there were places in Europe that carried the weight of centuries of culture, war, love, and loss, yet never made it onto the must-visit lists? Cities so full of secrets and untold tales, they're waiting for you to uncover them. Today, we'll take you through 7 such cities. Hidden, often overlooked, but bursting with history in ways you've never imagined. Ready to step into the unknown? Let's uncover the hidden gems that Europe doesn't tell you about. We've all been there. Walking through a city, maybe in the middle of a quiet street or standing before an old building, and there's something in the air. It's not the noise, the bustling crowds, or the famous landmarks. It's something deeper, something that whispers the stories of the past, inviting you to listen. In these moments, we realize that the most powerful connections we make in a city aren't with its present, but with its past. Take Tbilisi, for instance, a city that might not top your list of European destinations, but offers a window into an entire world. Nestled in the heart of the Caucasus, it has survived empires, revolutions, and decades of quiet transformation. It's a city that isn't trying to impress you with flashy attractions. Instead, it invites you to sit in its quiet, sun-drenched cafes or to explore its hidden alleyways where every corner has a story to share. Tbilisi isn't a place you visit. It's a place you experience deeply because it has lived through more than most of us can imagine. But it's not just Tbilisi. There are countless small cities scattered across Europe, each with its own soul, unassuming, yet incredibly rich in history. These cities are full of stories that remain largely untold, histories that are quietly passed over by mainstream tourism. Yet it's in these cities where the true essence of Europe lies. So as you watch today's video, think about this. The cities we're about to explore may be hidden from the world, but they're waiting for someone like you to rediscover them. They're waiting to share their stories with you. Will you listen? Some cities have been forgotten, their stories fading into obscurity, overshadowed by the giants of tourism. Plovdiv, for example, is a city that has existed for over 6,000 years. Yet outside of Bulgaria, few know its name. This city isn't just old, it's layered. From Roman amphitheaters to Ottoman mosques, its history is embedded in every stone. But what makes Plovdiv stand out is how it carries this rich history with a modern twist. The old streets are alive with a youthful energy, where artists, musicians, and creatives are bringing the city to life in ways no guidebook could ever describe. And then there's Cagliari, Italy. Sardinia's capital, though beautiful, doesn't make it to the top of most tourist itineraries. Yet this city holds the essence of every civilization that ever passed through the island, from the Phoenicians to the Romans, from the medieval knights to the modern-day locals. Walking through Cagliari is like flipping through pages of an ancient history book, but with the Mediterranean breeze on your face. It's a place that hums with the power of the past while embracing the vitality of the present. But here's the twist. What if I told you that these cities are not just relics of the past? What if, despite the centuries they carry, these places are on the brink of transformation? Mostar, for example, was devastated during the Bosnian War. But just like the famed Starry Most old bridge, this city has rebuilt itself, slowly, purposefully, one brick at a time. Mostar isn't just about what was lost, it's about what's being reborn. What do these cities share? Resilience, and the belief that their story isn't finished. When the world forgets, these cities keep going, quietly reclaiming their identities, waiting for someone willing to see them for what they truly are. Places of history, of growth, of rebirth. The world often overlooks the places we're talking about today. We're taught to visit the top destinations, Paris, Rome, Barcelona. But there's something different about how we view the world. While everyone else chases the famous, we are drawn to the forgotten. These cities don't need to be on everyone's radar to matter. To us, they're far more intriguing, far more alive. We're not like the typical tourist who arrives just to check off a list of landmarks. No, we're the ones who seek out the hidden stories, the cities that speak to us in quiet, profound ways. Cities like Ghent, Belgium, or Sibiu, Romania, places that don't need to shout to be noticed. These cities embrace the unassuming, the modest, and the quiet strength of their histories. It's these qualities that give them a charm unlike any other place you'll visit. And that's exactly why you're here. You're not here for the usual. You're here because you know that there's more to a city than what's easily seen. You understand that the real treasures lie in the places that the world has forgotten, waiting for those with the courage to explore. This isn't about following the crowds. It's about discovering something real, something deeply personal. When you think of cities like Detroit or Mostar, many people see failure. Cities that have seen better days, marked by economic collapse or destruction. Detroit was once the epicenter of the American automotive industry, and Mostar was devastated by war. But look deeper. These cities aren't just shadows of their former selves. They are the true definition of resilience. Just like these cities, every challenge we face can become a stepping stone towards something greater. Detroit, once abandoned and broken, is now at the forefront of urban renewal. It has become a hub for innovation, art, and culture. The same goes for Mostar. It has rebuilt itself stronger, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, and culturally. The city is a living example of how we can rise from the worst of circumstances and come out stronger. What these cities are showing us is simple. The lowest points often lead to the highest highs. Every obstacle is an opportunity. Every setback is a chance to rebuild. And as we walk through these forgotten corners of Europe, we realize that we too can draw strength from hardship, rise from our struggles, and emerge stronger. Now let's stop thinking about these cities as lost or forgotten. Instead, let's think about them as symbols of transformation. Detroit has risen from its ruins to become a symbol of reinvention. Mostar's rebirth isn't just about its famous bridge. It's about the spirit of the people who never gave up on their city. This is the moment we realize that these cities are not stuck in the past. They've been knocked down, yes, but they've also been rebuilt, brick by brick, street by street, person by person. They're symbols of what happens when we refuse to give up, when we continue to evolve and innovate despite our challenges. And the lesson? It's simple. We all have the power to reinvent ourselves, just as these cities have. Whether it's overcoming personal setbacks or facing life's challenges, we have the ability to come back stronger. These cities are proof of that. History is never static. It's always changing, always moving forward. The cities we've uncovered today, Tbilisi, Plovdiv, Mostar, Ghent, Cagliari, are proof that the past doesn't have to define us. Just like these cities, we can evolve, grow, and rebuild stronger than before. So the next time you're planning a trip, think beyond the typical hotspots. There's so much more to discover in the hidden corners of Europe. Cities that may not make the guidebooks, but that carry stories you'll never forget. These are the places where history isn't just something you look at, it's something you feel. Are you ready to uncover the untold?